Hey lovely learners, welcome to Love and Learn with Lacey. I'm Lacey and this is a channel devoted to all things early childhood. And so today we are going to be talking about sensory activities, what they are and why we do them. So let's get into it. So I'm assuming we all know what our senses are, but what are sensory activities? Well, these are activities that are specially designed so that the children can use their senses to explore the world around them. So they may be using their touch, which can include hands, feet, their skin, anywhere where they have nerve endings where they're going to experience things through that sense of touch. Also, smell, or a more technical term, they call it the orthonasal olfaction. So that system is where we take in nasal stimuli and our brain processes that. And also we can use our sight. So we're going to take in visual stimuli and that's going to get sent to our brains and we're going to process things that way. Another one is our hearing, of course. So we may hear a bell ring and that stimuli goes in through our ears into our brain. Another sense that we might forget about is our thermoreceptors, which help us determine or tell differences or changes in differences of temperature of the air around us and our own bodies. And if we're talking about senses, we can't forget my favorite, which is taste or gustatory. Anything dealing with our tongues, our taste buds, our mouth, anything like that. Kids, as you know, put a lot of things in their mouth, so a lot of learning happenings that way. So we've gone over the what. So now we're going to talk about the why. Why should we engage children in activities such as these? Well, not only are they taking in stimuli and learning about the world around them and adding to their data about everything that they see and do, but also they're learning about their bodies. They're learning about those systems that they have, those awesome systems they've been equipped with. I could tell a child all day long, I could read a book about our ears help us to hear, our eyes help us to see. But with the limited amount of language and vocabulary that these children may have, that doesn't mean a whole lot to them. They are active learners. They need to be seeing, they need to be doing, they need to be a part of whatever it is that they are being taught. Or else it's really going to go in one ear and out the other. Another reason that these activities are important is because not only can they benefit in the way that I just mentioned, but also they can, if planned with purpose, they can help combine other domains of development into that learning experience. Those domains include language, cognitive, social, emotional, and physical, which under that umbrella is both gross motor, fine motor, and also all those sensory experiences like the tactile, all those things we mentioned before. So let's say that you chose to do a tactile experience with your children in your class. You chose rice, which is a common one, and you decided, but I want to include some other domain in this lesson. I want them to be getting something else out of it as well. So you may add to your rice, you could add measuring cups, you could add of all varying different sizes. So you're getting size comparison, you're getting a fine motor activity out of it. You can count how many scoops, things like that. So you can incorporate different skills into one single activity. And then on the flip side of that, you could take the same material and you could use it, instead of using it for early math skills, you could turn it around and split the rice amounts that you have up, paint them, and put objects in them of all different colors. They don't match the color of the rice that's in there. Well, all of a sudden, you now have an activity where the child can start practicing their categorization skills. They can take the things out of the bucket that don't belong and put them with the rice that it does go in. So color matching. Now, a good example of a child getting to use their eyes in a sensory experience would be a float and sink activity, where they get to use their eyes. They see what's happening to the object. It's either staying on top of the water or it's going underneath the water. And they don't have the words to express what it is they're seeing, but then that's when you as a teacher can slide right in and help with that. You can say, wow, it's sitting on top of the water. It is floating, or it went all the way to the bottom of the water. It sank, or it is sinking. So we're adding those, and sometimes scientific words, or just in general, all these descriptive, these words that can really add to how that they can express what they're seeing or experiencing. And then you can give them the opportunity to test what they've just seen with other materials, and they can compare what they saw with one material to another. And in the blink of an eye, they're turning into little scientists. Talked about the what and the why. I figured I'd give you guys some fun ideas that maybe you hadn't come across, maybe you had, but these are the ones that I really enjoy doing. So some of the tactile examples that I came up with were the rice scoops that we talked about in some of our examples. You could hide objects in there like small coins, things like that, something that gets them digging and really interacting with the material. One that my kids really enjoy is colored water with, we have ducks that have numbers on them. So that's also they're learning to do their numeral identification as well. And then we might put some other objects in there that won't float like the ducks will, so that they can see the sink and float comparison. Another great tactile experience is shaving cream, and toddlers and twos, they can still do this, but you gotta watch them. They love, not only playing with it, getting messy, experiencing the feeling while you're giving those extra vocab words, but also early writing skills. They can use their isolate their index finger and their thumb, and they can practice writing or making shapes, things like that, which you can also be modeling as they're all playing. Also, I really love adding sand to paint, so it gives it a really fun texture for the kids to kind of experience, and also they can also do early writing with that as well. Some auditory activities that my kids have really enjoyed are finding like a music box that will play on its own and hiding it somewhere in the room. And they really love like using their ears, and they have to listen for where it is. They have to try to find where it is in the room based on their sense of hearing, and I've had kids really enjoy that. Also, painting while listening to classical music. This might not be for your super littles, maybe your preschool class, but really helping them listening to fast music or slow music and how that makes their body feel, and how it reacts, and you'll get some really interesting paintings out of that. I've enjoyed seeing the results of those. Also, for smell experiences, we've done, the mystery smells, where you give them like 3 different things in a cup, but they can't see what it is, and they have to use their sense of smell to be able to figure out what it is. And also you could say, well, which one smells the best or which one smells the worst to you? So that's, again, the social emotional, that's the sense of self, like what relates to them. Also, scented paints and scented Play-Doh is one that they really tend to react strongly to. They love like pumpkin scented Play-Doh and vanilla, things like that. And it's they're always just pleasantly surprised when their paint or their Play-Doh smells really good. So those are some ideas. So basically what we need to remember is that kids are active learners, and talking to them just isn't going to cut it. They're going to learn through doing. They're going to learn through hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting. So what we can do is provide opportunities that are safe and healthy for them to experience those things and to learn through them. So thank you for watching today's video, and this is just for fun. So I appreciate anybody that decided to watch today. It's just a fun little thing while I'm in quarantine. So I hope you enjoyed it and have a good one. Bye. Also, I'm just learning to edit, so be kind, please.